Hello everyone, welcome to the Silverhawk Medicine Lodge and the Revelation Book 2, the rest of the prophecy and the Magical Mystery Tour. Today we're going to discuss vampires, the cosmic virus. Very important information. The truth will make you free. We look at Hollywood and their portrayal of vampires in their films that are so prolific on television and films all over the media. And the real vampires like to do this because it makes it look like a silly mythology, like pure fiction. And it draws your mind away from the truth of the matter, that there are real vampires and real vampirism operating and victimizing you with their tactics, which they do not want you to see or know exist, because if they are ever discovered, they will be dealt with quite severely by the irate populations that are very much tired of being their victims. And you look at the Thrive movement by Foster Gamble and his Thrive movie, and he presents the operations of the vampires and explaining that this is why we are not thriving on this planet with all of our genius and abundance and resources. Why are we not thriving? It is due to vampires. So this needs to be revealed in the light. Who they are, how they operate, how they came to be. You know, in the vampire stories, like Interview with the Vampire with Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, they wanted to know who the first vampire was. And Brad Pitt wanted to go to Europe to find him and find out how this all started. Well, in the cosmic virus vampire, there was a first vampire. And his name was Ateneo, who rebelled against the order of heaven and became Antiel, and whom we endearingly call Satan and Lucifer. And you see, when he rebelled, he cut himself off from life force and life source. So no being can live without life force and life essence. So if you cut yourself off from it, well, you have to get it from somewhere. So you get it from other beings who have a connection to life source, and prey upon them like a predator in any manner of ways you can, in very devious ways. And your vibration has sunk so low you cannot take the pure light in anyway, so you have to take it in through fear. If you cause fear in a population, you can control that population and feed upon its essence through the vibration of fear, which is a very low vibration. So that is how it has been done in the Luciferian rebellion through the stars, and how it's been done on Earth. And how they maintain control is through deception and through fear. That is their primary modus operandi. And I refer to this condition as a virus because it operates exactly like a virus. A virus is a parasite. It preys upon a host and gets its sustenance from the host. Without a host, it cannot live, because it has no divine order with Source. It has no contact with Source itself, so it must have a host. So the vampire, the parasite, must maintain a feeding position at all costs, or it will die. So they have kept the consciousness contained and low, and kept people in spells and illusions that they weave with their black arts, the black magic, and lies and illusions and delusions of all kinds, distractions, while they maintain this feeding position. And very handily they have absorbed all of the wealth through their money games. By qualifying money as evil and implanting that thought in the collective consciousness, they have lowered the vibration of money to be a vibrational match for them, but no longer for us. So they have been able to absorb all of the money and thus, with that money, take control of all the real wealth of the world. So the way to overcome the vampire is not through combating him on his playground of violence and conflict, because he is the engineer of all violence and conflicts and perpetrates them so he can remain in control. The only way to conquer a vampire is with love. The word God and the word love are the highest vibrational words in the universe. And when we step into that power, it conquers all before it. It simply paves over and requalifies any condition. So when we go to Source, directly to Source, and absorb enough and contact enough love and higher energy, we become illuminated in the true light of God and see through all the devious mechanizations and are no longer subject to them and can simply step out of them and overcome them. And our light becomes so powerful that the vampire cannot stand its radiance. And that's symbolized in the story of the vampire in sunlight. He simply turns to dust because he cannot live in the radiance of God and the face of God. So if we manifest that light, the vampire cannot stand our presence. So we are to amplify love to its highest degree on this planet and step back into that estate and that power. We become vampire free and parasite free and are no longer subject to these controls and manipulations. So our planetary movement, called the PLIC movement, the Put Love in Circulation on the Money, is the desired medicine, the effective medicine, because we requalify money, which is the primary control mechanism over the population that the vampires have used. And once we requalify it, it is a vibrational match for us, and we are thus in control of it once again, and it flows freely through the whole population of the people. And this love will grow so fast and become so powerful, exponentially more powerful as it goes. The vampire energy is consumed. It is overridden. It is vibrationally swallowed, requalified, and otherwise dissipated. And you now have an effective human and planetary immune system back in place that consumes and destroys viruses and simply heals from all of its deleterious effects. And we are able to do that and become a very healthy, vital, God-centered, and divinely ordered planet once again. And now that the system understands this virus, it can never again be infected, because we will have an effective knowledge and thus an effective immune system against it. This is exactly how it occurs in our physical body when we build up immunity. We become immune to disease once we understand it, our body understands it, and has appropriate defenses against it. Now, those who have been consumed by the Luciferian energy, if there is even a shred of connection left to being a human being and to Source, they can be revived and redeemed and brought back into the family. And it does not take a being like Jesus to come and overcome this vampire empire. It takes but a little love from enough of us, and that becomes enough love, and love will grow and exponentially expand as we embrace it. Even if all you can do left is love your dog or your cat or your plant, if you can love anything, you have connection to Source. And it may be very weak. Maybe you are repelled by other people or the world. If you have any love at all, that's enough love to expand. It's the coal that will relight the fire, and you can revive and return to fullness and the fullness of health over time and be completely healed from all the effects of the vampires. So this is what the Dark Angel did, was start infecting people with this idea of separation and the need to feed upon your fellow beings for life force instead of going directly to Source within. You divorce yourself from that, and you have to become a vampire in order to live. And as you feed off others and weaken them, they are in danger of also becoming subjected to the vampire effect. So the solution is to turn within to Source, contact the Source field, 0 point within, and reconnect and re-establish that communion. And thus you have your immune system being restored and your life force and power being restored. And you will become far more powerful than the Dark Empire itself. Now, the Empire absolutely is terrified by people who have an unreserved and unrestrained connection to Source, because all the power and love in the universe is able to flow through that person and overcome anything they can throw at them. So you become invincible in this love and light when you reconnect, and you're not weak with it. You become stronger and stronger until you overcome all and can receive all the enlightenment and downloads you need to come up with medicine to restore the species and the planet, which is what my associates and I are doing, and so many millions of us are doing now. So it's time to expand on this, increase it to its maximum degree, and we have a very simple movement that a 5-year-old child can even understand and expand into. This is the able medicine to reboot our immune system. And it will happen very quickly and very effectively, and will amaze everyone on this planet. So onward we go and expand the love and light. Until next time, I bid you Amun Ra, Namaste, Carpe Diem, seize the day. Live long and prosper. Be fearless and free. Be the love that you were meant to be. Aho, vaya con Dios.